చదవాలి అనేది ప్రతి ఒక్కరి కళ. అందులో టాప్ మోస్ట్ ప్రియారిటీ యుఎస్. అండ్ దట్ టు యుఎస్ లో మన టాప్ మోస్ట్ యూనివర్సిటీ బ్రిడ్జ్పోర్ట్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ డానియల్ విల్కన్ మనతో ఉన్నారు, అలాగే వైస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఎలెనా కెహల్ కూడా మనతో ఉన్నారు. సో దానికి ఆ యూనివర్సిటీకి సంబంధించిన వివరాలు అండ్ అక్కడ స్టూడెంట్స్ జాయిన్ అయిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళకి వచ్చే బెనిఫిట్స్ ఏంటి, ఎటువంటి సర్వీసెస్ వాళ్ళు ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తారు, సో ఈ డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని మనం అడిగి తెలుసుకుందాం. హలో, ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ వెల్కమ్ టు ఇండియా. And so most of the students have dreamed to go to foreign countries and they think to achieve their goals by achieving their masters in foreign countries, right? So and we heard that this Bridgeport University is topmost in the US. So what are the how will be the student life in the university? What do you say about that?
University of Bridgeport has excellent faculty and programs, and so it's a great opportunity for students to learn in the U.S. And to be able to apply what they've learned in the work setting while they're in school and look for a great job after graduation.
And we have a very vibrant campus life for students. So we have students from around the world. We have clubs. So there's an Indian student club that celebrates holidays, shares food. In our dining hall, we have food prepared for Indian students from Indian students who give us the recipes. So we have athletics, 16 athletic teams, plus we have clubs for students to join. And our students from India play cricket in the park. We're on the beach. So there's a lot of life for the student.
So one destination for everything you say, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what do you, I just made a list of some doubts which I have listed from students, that they are asking that what is the difference between the other university and Bridgeport University? So how do you make the differences?
So I think the difference begins right at the start. We have a number of staff that are actually located in India to support students as they're going through the process. And there's people in all the cities in India to help support students who are applying. And that's a big difference. When they get to University of Bridgeport, we have an entire department that is dedicated to our international students. And they help them with all their paperwork and all their visas and all of the logistics of being a successful international student in the United States. That department also sponsors a number of cultural activities for students around the world to highlight different cultures and different holidays. We just celebrated Holi at UB. And so it allows international students to really be fully integrated. We have faculty who are both international and domestic. And so those faculty members know what it's like to have been an international student and to support those faculty members. And so we have a lot of different ways in which we support students from starting the application process all the way through graduation.
So as you have mentioned about the faculty, so faculty plays the major role in the universities, right? So how diverse is the faculty?
Very diverse, very diverse. We have faculty who are represent a number of different countries around the world. And we also, one of the other differences about University of Bridgeport is we do support our faculty with professional development. We know that for students to be successful, our faculty have to be successful. So we provide our faculty with a lot of professional development about how to be successful in the classroom, how to remove barriers for learning, cultural awareness. And so we really do a good job of supporting our faculty so that they can in turn support our students.
Oh, I think, and maybe to add, we have a very unique innovation center, which gives students an opportunity to create businesses. And we have a significant program for research, both students and students with faculty. So I think the research that we do with students and faculty and an event that we have called RISE and our Innovation Center are pretty unique in terms of other universities.
Yeah, and we just sent a group of students to Texas. The United States experienced a solar eclipse, and our students have been working for a number of years with NASA on collecting data for that. Our university led other universities in collecting data. And so that's another example of how faculty and students work together collaboratively on research. And that was another team that was very international. You had students representing many countries, including the US.
So in a simple way, the faculty and the student are together.
Yes.
They work together. They are not different, right?
Correct.
So and most probably, Indian students will have some doubts regarding how the community might be some difficult to face the situations in other abroad countries, right? So how strong is the Indian community students in Bridgeport?
So we have 1,700 international students, and 89% of those are from India. So there is a very strong Indian community at University of Bridgeport. In our School of Engineering, we have a number of engineering faculty who emigrated from India to the United States to teach. So it is a very strong, close-knit community at University of Bridgeport.
So they don't need to feel that that is a different place. That it's just a difference of place, but not the people. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the city of Bridgeport is a very diverse city. The University of Bridgeport is in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and Bridgeport, Connecticut itself is incredibly diverse.
And with regard to Indian students at University of Bridgeport, as Elena said, we were aware that our students were missing recipes from home. Our graduate students worked with our dining hall chef in order to create those recipes, so they're really authentic recipes. But we also know that some students really just want to make their own food. And so in the last year, we installed 2 major kitchens in our residential halls for those students to be able to cook for themselves and for their community. And so there's really a lot of opportunity to support them.
So you're creating a home for them.
Mm-hmm.
A home away from
Correct.
home. Yes, exactly.
So, and the more thing, as you have said that many international students have been coming to this university, right? So how flexible you will be, and how will you give that attention to the international students?
I'm sorry, say that question again.
So you have told me that many of the international students will visit this Bridgeport University, right? So how flexible will be the university to the international students?
I think we're very flexible. I think we provide a lot of support. And sometimes students arrive late and we create opportunities for students to catch up. We allow for some temporary housing as students are settling in if they don't want to live on campus. So I think we're very flexible in the ways that we support our students. Another thing that we do is we know that, coming from an area that may be much warmer and you're not used to winter clothes or snow, we have opportunities for students to get winter coats if they need them. For students who are interviewing for jobs, we have a clothes closet that allows them to, get a suit to be able to go on their job interviews. So we do a lot to support the students and be flexible.
So as you have come to the job part, most of the students think about the job at the end, right? So how do you say about that getting work and the financial opportunities? How can a student avail work and financial opportunities through this Bridgeport University?
So maybe I'll do 2 different things.
Sure.
One of them is, 3. So one of them is that the university is almost 100 years old, 97 years old, and we have taken international students from day one.
Okay.
So we're very comfortable. We want students from around the world. Working on campus, we have work study, and we also have graduate assistant roles, which are paid for the student. But external, we have a career development team, and the student has an opportunity to come and learn to make their resume, to do mock interviews, to get a photographer for their headshots, to have LinkedIn accounts created. And then we have both an internship fair and a full-time job fair. And the students will know which companies will accept international students. And then we also, and we just did that 2 nights ago, we also have an alumni event, an alumni preparation for interviewing events where our alumni meet with our students and do mock interviews with the students for work. And they also look at the students' resume, so they help the students be prepared from outside people in industry today, so that the students feel comfortable and prepared for their interviewing when they're going for a job.
And I would just add to that, we do a lot, again, with the students and the faculty working collaboratively. We do projects for companies outside of the university in which students get to apply what they're learning in the classroom to a real environment and to be able to connect with companies, to be able to practice their skills. And we went so far as some of our international students were looking for internships. We created a coffee company on campus. And the students created the business plan, the marketing plan, the strategic plan, and actually are running a business on campus. And the president of that business is actually a student from India.
So it sounds good, right? So by this, our student can get more confidence and they can develop themselves.
Yes, yes. And you also made me think of something else, which is our students participate in a lot of conferences and present their research and present their topics. And so that also helps build their confidence.
So as you have said that many companies has been raised students, right? So are you directly connected to any of the industries?
Very much so. Do you want to talk about the industry?
I'm sorry. Say
Are we connected to the industries?
Very much so, yes. We have relationships with corporations that corporations pay the university for research. So the corporation and the students and the faculty decide the project. The students get paid to do research for the corporations. And sometimes we have companies that come to us for projects that maybe not be paid research, but they're projects that they collaborate. So the students have an opportunity to work directly for companies and to meet people in the companies and to experience the workflow.
And Elena has led an office co-sharing space on campus. So we actually have a number of companies that are on our campus and actually run their companies from University of Bridgeport's campus. And that also creates opportunities for our students to engage with those companies.
Okay, actually, before you have answered me that, I mean, with all your facilities, you are showing various opportunities. But how is the job opportunities in the US? How is the work profile in the US? And what is the present scenario of UP students?
So our students are often hired before they graduate. There's a really great job market for our students. UB has a great reputation and companies are always looking to hire our students. So the vast majority of our students who are looking for employment find it very quickly after graduation.
Okay. So in one step, once they enter the Bridgeport University, they will find their life, right?
Yes, we hope so.
Yeah.
We hope so. As a matter of fact, Elena was talking about how long we've been hosting international students at University of Bridgeport. And we hosted a 30th year reunion this summer, and it was a large number of international students who came in from all over the world, Africa, Asia, Europe. And then we had international alum who were living, 2 towns over, who have settled in the United States and have made their lives in the U.S. And built their companies in the U.S. for the last 30 years. So it was really a wonderful experience to see how successful our international alums are, whether they choose to return home or whether they choose to stay in the U.S.
Yeah. So everything goes well. But the main factor bothering students nowadays is the risk factor in the US, as they feel that there is a lot of crime happening in the US, it seems, right? So how do you assure the measurements and the safety for the students who choose to come to US from now?
Sure. I think there's crime all over the world. Unfortunately, the world has gotten to be a little bit of a crazy place. But we have a really safe campus. We are ranked year after year as a very, very safe campus. So we have a campus security team that is on campus. The head of campus security meets with all of our students, including our international students, at orientation. For the international orientation, she does a special segment about, integrating into the U.S. culture and things that you need to be aware of and to be safe. The other thing that's really unique about University of Bridgeport is we have a very close relationship with the city of Bridgeport Police. They actually, the police department has its police academy and runs a number of classes on our campus. So future police officers are actually on our campus learning and being a part of our community, which means full police officers are often on our campus. The Bridgeport Police Department often hosts seminars and conferences for police officers throughout the state. So then there are days where you're on campus and there's hundreds of police officers learning and being a part of the community. And it's a really great opportunity for our campus community and our police community to come together and really build a vibrant, safe community together in a very organic and holistic way.
So, and I mean, with your words, many students believe, and I mean, they run to university. I hope so. And thank you for your time, and thank you for clearing all the doubts which our students have listed out right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
It's
you
really
for being
wonderful.
with us. Yes, thank you.
సో ఇండియా సింపుల్ వర్డ్స్ లో చెప్పాలి అని అంటే ఫారిన్ కంట్రీస్ కి వెళ్ళడం అనేది డ్రీమ్, కానీ చాలా కొన్ని భయాలు అపోహలు అనేవి మనకు ఉంటాయి. అండ్ మెయిన్గా యూఎస్ ప్రయారిటీ ఉన్నా కూడా చిన్న చిన్న క్రైమ్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఉంటాయని భయంతో ఆగిపోతారు. బట్ అటువంటి భయాలు ఉండవు. చాలా సేఫ్ అండ్ ఆర్గానిక్ హెల్తీ అట్మాస్ఫియర్ ఉంటుంది. ఇన్సైడ్ సెక్యూరిటీస్ కూడా చాలా ఉంటాయి. అండ్ వన్ సైడ్ స్టెప్ ఇన్ అన్న వన్స్ ఒకసారి స్టూడెంట్ ఆ యూనివర్సిటీలో స్టెప్ ఇన్ చేస్తే వాళ్ళ లైఫ్ అనేది కంప్లీట్ గా వాళ్ళ టర్న్ అవుతుంది. వాళ్ళు ఎలా చూస్ చేసుకుంటారో అలాంటి లైఫ్ వాళ్ళు లీడ్ చేయొచ్చు అని కూడా మనకి ప్రెసిడెంట్ అండ్ వైస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్